Ahead of the release for God of War Ragnarok, I wanted to go over my top 3 things that I hope to see in the game that wasn't in 2018 or that needs improved upon from the previous game. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section below. Anyways, let's get started. Number 1. Better boss fights. In God of War 2018, we had plenty of boss fights from Baldur to the Dragon, Modi and Magni, and the optional boss fights with the Valkyries. They were all entertaining, but other than the first Baldur fight, none of them were really that memorable. What made the Baldur fight so great was the scale of the fights, as we constantly were moving around multiple areas during the fights. This notion of scale has always been present in the older God of War games, especially in God of War 3. Many of the bosses in that entry are very memorable for their own specific reasons. For example, the Kronos fight was incredible as you scaled the giant titan and somehow was able to kill him even though you were the size of an ant. Another example was the Poseidon fight, how he used the water to take a giant water form as you fought him while on top of Gaia. If Ragnarok can improve the scale of the boss fights, then I'm sure they can rival or even be better than the fights we saw in God of War 3. Number 2. Better enemy variety. If you played God of War, then you know there are many different creatures Kratos fights throughout his journeys, but in 2018 you come across troll after troll after troll. Don't get me wrong, I think the trolls are still fun mini boss fights, but fighting the same troll with a different color can get old quickly. Now before you say, "Hey, did you watch the new trailer? They fixed this issue." Yes, I've seen the trailer and I have to admit it seems Santa Monica has heard our complaints, and there are plenty of new enemies we will fight in this entry, including centaurs, Grims, Dreki, the Flame Phantom, and many more. So based off the recent trailers, I got my wish granted, and there will be plenty of different enemy types this time around. I can't wait to revisit the realms and see all the different enemy types that are within them versus the 2018 game. Number 3. Better side content. The side content in the previous game was plenty, as you could find Odin's ravens, fight all the dragons, and fight all the Valkyries, but the quests themselves didn't seem too fleshed out. Now I do understand that God of War has never been a franchise to have lengthy side quests, as for years you just focused on the main story and going from area to area, but with 2018 side content I realized that what we got was just a taste of what's to come. In Ragnarok, we could have actual side quests given from side characters, as we know there will be new characters introduced in the game that weren't in 2018. Also, if the quest tied into the main story somehow, or added context to questions that we need answers for, that would give the player even more incentive to complete the quest. As far as rewards go, I think getting new cosmetics or abilities for Kratos and Atreus is enough, as upgrading and modifying your weapons would entice us to use them more in battle. Regardless, I'm sure the main story will be so good the side content will just be icing on the cake. And that is my short wish list for what I would like to see in God of War Ragnarok. As the release for this game gets closer, my hype for the game just keeps growing. Let me know if you're excited for this game and what you would like to see in this entry of God of War. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.